There are lots of planes in these two corridors that the FAA has established, and every day they go up and down the river. I can't explain what happened. The NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, typically takes a year or two to come out with a report. They look at everything. If you ever read one of these reports, they look at things you'd never think of in a million years, but that's why they're so good, and they identify generally what happened. In most cases, it turns out to be pilot error. I don't know whether that's the case, and anybody that speculates is just doing it recklessly. What we do know is there was a qualified instructor on board, and there was a pilot who had a valid medical certificate, a third-class medical certificate, and had not flown. I think somebody told me they looked at the logbook and hadn't flown since July, and so having an instructor with you, if you haven't flown in that length of time, you should have an instructor with you, and there's no reason to think that the student pilot was doing anything wrong. If you want to look at the numbers, we have very few accidents for an awful lot of traffic, and every time you have an automobile accident, you're not going to go and close the streets or prohibit people from driving, and this may very well be the same thing. But I think you got to be very careful not to prejudge what happened, whether it was mechanical or pilot error. In the end, speculation doesn't add anything. Should you and I worry about it as a civilian walking down the street? I think there are plenty of other things that are dangerous, and there are a lot of things in life, and we're not going to let the fear make us afraid to go in the streets, go to big cities, practice our religion. We should be free to go about and do that. So it is a natural thing that people's first reaction would be, oh my goodness, a plane hit. But there's, let me repeat, absolutely no evidence whatsoever that this had anything to do with terrorism. What it looks like is plain and simple a very tragic accident, and our prayers go out to the families of the two men that died, and I guess a little prayer to say thank you that nobody else was seriously hurt.